and welcome to episode 9 of SPADS. This week we're discussing, does Haaland make City a worse team? Obviously, City lost 2-1 the other day to United. The mighty United.
Cheated.
The mighty United, definitely onside. Never interfered with play. Bona fide normal goal. But talking about City have struggled a little bit this season. Struggled, the second.
Yeah, they've not been dominant City like we used to, though, have they?
No, well, that's the thing, isn't it? But obviously, it has been discussed. We've seen it mentioned today and on social media. There's some people saying that has Haaland changed the formation or changed the way that City played, and has it made them worse? And what do we think?
I think it's changed the formation because they've never played with a recognised number 9, and I don't know whether it's just they're trying to get used to the formation because they've never played it. No one's ever played it, or whether he has made them worse.
I mean, him himself as a striker is a quality striker.
Oh,
so you can't. I mean, you'd have him in your side all day long.
He makes some really good runs as well. He made some good runs.
He's fast as well for a big lad.
Yeah.
Well, he's a bit like myself.
he's big. That's about it.
Do you not think though with Haaland, he kind of wants the ball played to his side. Where you put him in the Liverpool team, he would get service from Trent and from Robertson. I don't think City play like that. And let's be honest, we say that about they haven't played with a striker. It's been about three or four seasons. They've just, all these midfielders, and they're class midfielders, they're like, we don't need a striker. And I think that's where, when someone said that, it's like, are they better without? And I was like, don't be so stupid. And you think, actually, do you know what? And it's not through the want of trying, it's just that their play isn't up to the striker.
But do we think...
It's weird. It's such a crazy thing, but it makes you weak.
But the mids run with the ball, don't they? They run with the ball and then make something happen. Haaland's used to mids getting the ball and giving it him. And the only person he's going to get that from is possibly De Bruyne. But who gives De Bruyne space?
No one.
Well, he got one crossover on Saturday, and obviously it led to the goal. But it wasn't Haaland that scored it. It was Grealish because Haaland got taken off.
But then City are still the top goal scorers in the league, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they're still banging.
Because when
they're banging in goals.
When they beat teams, they beat them by 75 goals.
When he gets the chance, he puts them away. You know, it's clinical. He's no Nunes. You know, he'll score.
He's no Nunes.
That's a statement in itself.
That's a hashtag. Haaland, he's no Nunes.
On the good point, he's a lot better than Nunes. Not the other way around, like everyone's been saying. You know, Nunes is going to be as good. You know, blah 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 blah. But City are used to, you know, banging it in to the front line, knocking it back, runs from midfield. You know, just runs from deep. Whereas he's running from the front line, and they're not. I don't think, you know, seeing them as much. You know.
So if you're Pep Guardiola, and if we think. And I mean, okay, let me just ask you quickly, just quick answer question. Do you think, Kev, starting with you, do you think Haaland makes City a worse team?
No.
Lee?
Not a worse team, a different team at present.
And you?
No, that don't. It doesn't make him a worse team. No.
Okay, so if we don't think
goals has he scored?
They're just not as. I just don't think they're as effective.
They're not as fluid.
No,
You know,
they're
that's
just so
is that,
different.
It's a time
because
thing,
of
isn't it? It's got to be time.
Is that because of Haaland?
Well,
Or is it
it's because of the
that's just
system
where
we're
they're
playing,
at?
definitely. It's got to be.
Or do you think it's the other players not playing?
Yeah, but
I
I
say
think
falling off a cliff, but
if
they haven't
you
fallen
look-
off a cliff. But why are they...
They've fallen off a cliff and second.
Yeah.
What
It's
a
all
downward
down.
spiral.
They're not quite as bad as Liverpool this season.
No, but
you know.
why are they getting knocked
Get
out of
onto
cups
that.
and not winning and not beating these lower teams that are beating them? And
But then I think if you say about the way that they're playing is you look at when they had Aguero. Yeah, Aguero was a striker, but he was always back and involved and would go to the wings and stuff. And I think, I just think, don't get me wrong, it ain't like they're going downhill and it's struggling, but it just at first, the way he started, you just thought it's going to be ridiculous. Where they're going to run away with it. Well, they haven't.
But then is it because now, you know, when he first came, everyone didn't know what to expect, so you know, it was a little bit different. Now teams have gone, right, we need to stop De Bruyne more.
Yeah.
well, they worked him out, you mean?
Yeah. Need to stop that service going over to him, and that's a lot better, you know. So
They have, I think, defenders have started to work him out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Chelsea marked him out the game. We didn't really see him at the
Well, Luke Shaw played
United
against
game.
him.
Yeah, exactly. Luke Shaw played against him. So I do think that Premier League defenders are adjusting to him. However, even if you think you're making worse, you'd be brave to leave him out.
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
City are used to playing possession-based football, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you can't necessarily play possession-based football with a recognised number 9. Can you?
No, that's it. Yeah.
On the saying this, and we're saying that City are on the downfall and what a downward spiral it's been and everything else like that. Do we still think City are going to win the league?
No.
You don't? You think Arsenal?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Kev?
United might pip in. You never know.
I might win the millions.
I think Arsenal are going to win it. I think they will lose a couple, but I just think they're just playing well.
Yeah. And Dave?
I still think City are going to win the league.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I think they've got to play Arsenal twice. That'll probably be a win and a draw, I reckon, in there for City. And I just don't think Arsenal have got the squad. Another couple of injuries, they're done.
Mm-hmm. And it's
if nothing else, John Daly will give you a bit of mouth for that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, a bit of fun. Arsenal are rubbish. Spurs.
There has been a change after the game at the weekend. For the first time, people are now starting to say Arsenal are going to win the league. Whereas always before this weekend, the weekend just gone, it's always been, Arsenal playing well, but I think City will come back. But it's now starting to change.
And is that where
it's going to come
Arsenal will get nervous? We're going to win. They're not used to going over the line. City, they're used to going over that line. Even United have got that winning mentality, not as as a team at the moment, but the players. A lot of them have won things. Arsenal, they're still a young team, nurturing, playing great football, but have they got that winning mentality?
Yeah. A lot of it's going to come down to their first defeat, if they do have one.
Yeah, how they recover from it,
how they lost, etc., etc. Is it just going to kick
United?
Nuts?
Well, we beat
them already, so why not again?
Yeah. Just talking about on the Arsenal, obviously Tottenham game at the weekend. Obviously, I see Conte come out today and has said that he thinks it's strange that only managers have to come out and answer the questions, and why you don't bring the medical staff out to answer stuff like that.
It's a bit of a...
I mean, for God's sake, you paid millions of pounds. We all answer difficult questions at work.
Yeah. It's your job. It's his job.
That's your job.
As Roy Keane would say.
Do we think Lloris is done as a goalkeeper?
Yes. I think
it's been poor for
It's been blunder after blunder this season. There was a stat, wasn't it? I think he's made more defensive errors than any other team in the Premier League on his own.
I think the thing is, though, sorry to interrupt, but you look at all the teams around. You go Liverpool. What they do? They go and get. They needed Alisson. Sorry, calling him Becker.
There's no keepers about there. There's none available.
I don't know. There's better ones out there than him. There is better keepers out there.
You look at
go get Henderson go and buy Henderson from us.
Yeah, they got Fraser Foster as well, haven't they? On the bench,
there's better goalkeepers. He's done it for too long.
Yeah.
I just think he's.
I know they keep banning about this. He's a World Cup winner. Yeah, 1976.
It don't matter if you're a World Cup winner. It's not you who's won the World Cup. It's a team game.
Yeah, exactly. He had a bad defence in front of him, has he? Let's be honest.
No, absolutely.
And also looking at him, the goal he conceded against Arsenal was piss poor, and then his distribution with his feet. De Gea isn't the best with his feet.
No.
But Lloris he struggled to clear the halfway line with some of his clearances. They tip tap around the back, and it's like Lloris will try and play a 15-20 yard ball chipped over. Just fucking get rid of it, get it up. But I don't think he's got the strength to do it.
No, I think he's poor. I think he's been poor for seasons. I think he's been a good keeper for Tottenham 5-6 years ago. But I think he has been poor for a couple of seasons. But it was a good result for Arsenal at the weekend. Other London club we've got to talk about. We talk about every week. Chelsea.
Hey, big spender.
Yeah, just crazy in what they've been spending.
£500 million in
a
season.
It's not
that's more than Liverpool's last 10.
400 million they've spent.
Yeah, nearly £500 million.
Nearly, not £500 million. 400.
He said nearly.
Yeah, but 100 million's a lot of difference.
Tomato.
And I think it's 437 million. I think.
There you go. That's
Dave, we're not
closer to 400 than £500 million.
Right, it's £500 million, 400 million. So we're only talking 100 million.
Only 100 million.
Right, million.
But in talking footballers,
which is one player.
But that's more than Liverpool's last 10 seasons.
Yeah. Well, and look at
transfer windows, which is
success we've had.
Yeah, so it just goes to show money doesn't buy
not
success.
This season.
Has done in the past.
Obviously, their new midfielder come in, Murdoch.
Striker.
Striker.
Winger, isn't he?
Well, attacking
midfielder.
The new geezer from Ukraine that come from Shakhtar
that plays not in defence.
I thought he was an old school winger, and apparently he's the one that actually goes to the wing and doesn't cut in. That's why I thought
Mudjik or whatever.
That's why I thought Arsenal wanted him, but obviously,
No, Arsenal did want him.
Right, can I ask a question now? Why would you go to Chelsea over Arsenal?
Because he got double
money.
wages.
It's all
Money.
He's got
yeah.
an 8.5 year
First
deal.
longest
Yeah.
ever given to
But
us.
do you know what they're doing? These long contracts.
Offsetting
I
the
do.
value against the
Yeah.
business
Yeah.
to
So
give
financial fair
resale
play,
value.
isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
well, yeah, it's a little, but it's also business sense as well because the depreciation is
Yeah.
less each
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
so they can
Yeah.
the sell on value for when they buy them out of the
But
contract.
also
is
more for the financial fair
Yeah, of
play.
course it
Yeah, absolutely. 'Cause
Rather than
obviously,
80 million over
they're
1
not-
year.
they're not gonna tell you that, though,
80
are they?
million over 10 years. Well, it is. It's got to be, isn't it?
yeah, because the defender they signed as well was over 7.5 years, wasn't
Yeah,
it? And
that's
there's
it, yeah.
a few. I've wrote down some here.
Yeah.
Sterling was on a 5-year contract.
They're not worth the paper they're written on,
Orfan
are
was
they?
Yeah, but
seven.
Sterling's up for selling if someone wants to buy him, apparently.
Everyone's up for sale, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the right
Yeah.
money. Even Wes, that Fofana they've
Oh,
got
yeah,
on
from
a
Leicester.
7 year.
Yeah,
it's a
that's it.
7-year
It's
deal.
just
Woody's got a lot to say on Chelsea, apparently. He wants
Yeah,
to
we're going to
sell
get him
them.
on. We're going to have our SPADS call of the week in a minute to do it. Just talking about the long deals we talked about, and obviously, as you said, Dave, as you alluded to, that it seems like Chelsea are doing that to try and keep on the side of FFP.
FFP.
FFP, yeah, I can't remember if it's FFP or FPP. FFP to spread the cost over thing, but long deals would work and potentially could be good if the player is good. And performs.
Yeah.
But what about if it's a flop?
Well, you lose money, don't
But,
you?
it, but it
Because
doesn't matter
no one's-
anyway because the
Yeah.
contract's worth naffle anyway. What's the point of having a contract for
Well,
8
to be
years
fair, you
if you
say
can
that.
just go and buy them after 6 months anyway?
The only
Sure.
way
It's not a
that-
contract, is
The
it?
only
But
way it
if-
seems to work is if you give them a long contract and they're half decent and you're trying to get rid of them because you can go say, well, look, I know you want him, you've still got 2 years left. But then, like
Yeah.
you say, Anthony Martial was the
Yeah.
big one. He had like 4 years left in his contract. No one was buying him anyway, but no one was going to pay his contract as well. They were like, not a chance.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So you can protect it, stop the players from running down the contract and
Yeah, and going for free.
etc. But with this fair play and stretching it over longer deals, and I wrote down, does that put more pressure on Potter? Because if he doesn't get in the Champions League now,
Yeah.
like they've got to think forward now. Obviously, some of their money's allocated for the next season, and next season, and next season,
Yeah.
next season, with the
Yeah.
spreading it over 8.5 years. If he now doesn't get in the Champions League,
I think Potter's in trouble anyway because you can't say that was a Potter decision.
no, it is. Bodie does seem a little bit like he's like Championship manager, just sort of.
It's just
Yeah, yeah,
Who should I buy next?
Yeah, just thinking
Yeah.
like top right. We'll have him, and we'll have him.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
like
like that. Let's
Arsenal
reset the
won
game
it.
and do it again.
No, it's like Arsenal like him. Oh, we'll get him.
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, that's what it's like.
which was like Chelsea under Abramovich at the beginning,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I read today and heard a thing that under Abramovich, Chelsea lost £900,000 a week under the 19 years that Abramovich was there.
Wow.
£1
Not
million
a
a
week. Wow. How long?
When you've got that much
19
money in the
years.
bank, you're making
Wow.
that an interest anyway, so who cares?
No, but
£52 million,
that
near
is
enough
mad.
a year
Yeah.
loss.
You sure that's right? though?
crazy.
Nearly. I said nearly. All right. I couldn't be bothered to do the proper maths.
Hang on, you were knocking him out earlier on for saying
Sure,
£1
the
million.
steam coming out of
yeah.
his ears trying to work it out.
yeah, it's too late in the day to
Going
it.
back to Chelsea, do you not think, because we know Potter ain't said yes to Felix and the other guy, do you not think in the summer they need that little bit of a clear out? Because there's some good players there.
Need to clear out every morning.
It'd probably help Chelsea. to be fair.
Sorry for the kids
But
watching.
do you not think they need a good clear out there, and then Potter could go and get these players that we ain't really heard of? Because that's Potter's sort of signing.
That's not going to happen.
No.
No, but that's the
I'm
problem.
getting a bit fed up with this clear out sentence. It just seems every club, well, they need a good clear out.
No, but
They need
Chelsea have got a lot of players.
players.
Yeah, they have got a lot of players.
There's a
But,
lot.
but they,
They
always
have
have.
generated, actually, for their sales, they've generated over £650 million in player sales,
That's just
which
their loan.
helps offset
They
their...
should
That's
still be
just their
doing
loan
that
deals.
now.
Yeah. So it's just a strange strategy. It would probably be a good time to
Yeah,
call
definitely.
Woody now to get our SPADS caller of the week.
SPADS Corner of the Week.
So we're going to get Woody on the phone. He's a Chelsea fan.
Well,
Woody,
I'll do.
how you doing? Woody, it's Kevin, not the little Kevin, the big Kevin. How you doing, mate? You okay?
Big Kevin. Hello, Big Kev.
How you doing? You all right? Woody, so we've just been talking about Chelsea. We just obviously talked about the obvious, the spending, the financial fair play. You're a big Chelsea fan, a friend of Mr. Smith, which we apologise about. But what's your views of Chelsea at the moment as a Chelsea fan? Are you happy with Potter? Are you happy with the spending? What's your view of where you're at the moment?
Ooh, where do we start? I mean, am I happy with Potter? I don't think the jury's out at the moment because he's only had a few months. It's not really. He can't be judge, jury, executioner right now. I mean, I know the football has not been good. It's been terrible to watch at times. It really has.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's you're pulling teeth just watching them. The backwards passes, the style, the non-identity. You know, this phrase transition. It keeps getting bandied around. I look at the squad and I think we've got good enough players to be producing good results.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we just don't seem to have a style or identity of the way he wants to play. Is that going to take time on his part? Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The transfers, I don't know, I mean, that Mudryk deal, I don't know what's going on with that, to be brutally honest.
I mean, do you think, and we talked about it here, do you think it's Potter making the decisions bringing it in, or do you think it's Bodie and the people above that's making all the decisions and he's basically just got to work with everyone they bring in?
Really good question, because I look at that deal and I think that has got the early Abramovich smell all over that.
Yeah.
Someone else wants him. I'll tell you what, we're going to get him today, don't get him. Because no one's really heard of that bloke before the World Cup. Let's be honest. I've watched some YouTube clips of him. He looks amazing playing in the Ukrainian league against substandard defenders and goalkeepers.
So would we, though.
It's a tough one. I look at that and I think that doesn't say to me, Potter's going, I want him.
No.
But you don't know that, do you? So is he going to get the time? Is it going to be a case of he comes to Chelsea and he's, he can't really build a team he wants to build, because again, it's the personalities you're trying to get at Brighton, and other than Osterson's, he had the time to build the personalities that he wanted, the people with the right mentality that would work for him.
Yeah.
Now, if we're just going to go above his head and buy an 80-90 million pound player and say, I don't know what his attitude's like, I don't know if he's right for your team, but make it work, he's going to fall flat on his face like a lot of other managers have.
Make it work over the next 8.5 years, because that's what you've got it for.
You know what? Again, why have we not learnt lessons there? I understand the rule of don't put him on a 3 or 4 year contract and then that run out. But Ozil's a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give someone a 6, 7, 8 year contract, because if they don't want to play for you, or they're going to sulk, or something's not going right, some players will happily sit on that and see their contract up. I don't know what this lad's character's like. He might have a really good character and he might just love football. Mm-hmm. But if something's not going right for him, he might stick his fingers up and think, no, I'm not doing that. So,
and it's a big risk as well, bringing someone from outside, isn't it? In terms of, it's different if you go and get a player that's been in the Premier League. The Premier League's hard, isn't it? So you'd almost understand it if he's gone and brought a proven Premier League player that can play in this league. But to go and get someone that's never played in the Premier League, which is predominantly the hardest league in the world, it's a big move to be stuck with someone.
At a time, they need players that are proven that can go and do a job as well. You know what I mean? It's because it could be a massive, massive risk.
What's the feelings between you and other Chelsea fans? Woody, are you happy with the way it's going, or what do you want to see?
Do you know, I like the fact that he's putting youngsters in. I think we all like the fact. A lot of Chelsea fans I speak to, I've got a couple of season ticket holders. The guy I work for, my boss, is a season ticket holder, and he's pulling his hair out. I mean, he's going to watch games and he's saying it's terrible. It's like I said, the style is backwards passing. We make a 40-yard run, and then instead of someone looking for that forward pass, they go back to the goalkeeper, and you think, we've just gone 3/4 into the way of your half, and we're going back to the goalkeeper from there. That's not building. That comes from, for me, that's coaching. Mm-hmm. That comes from the training field. Like, look at what Arteta's done. It's a perfect example. You look at the players, they're direct. They're passing the ball into them channels and into them little pockets, and they're turning and going forward. Their first thought, Martinelli and people, their first thought is, let's get at them.
Do you think Potter's struggling with that Brighton, come from Brighton, that style, to I'm now at Chelsea, I've got to play that forward football? Do you think he's stuck in between, or do you think it is just...
I think he's a little bit worried. I think he's a little bit worried about, and it shows the people he's picked in certain positions, that he almost doesn't want to lose the game, rather than, I'm going to stick my head on the block and
go balls deep and win.
You can go on a 3-game losing streak at Brighton without no disrespect, 3 or 4 games and not win a game, and it's not too much of a big deal.
No,
you can finish 13th in the league and you've done all right, But at Chelsea, honest, if you lose 3 games on the trot, you're out the title race. People want your head.
And also, I think it Brighton as well. It's very easy to build it's us against them. It's us against the big boys. I think it's easier to get people on side. Look, he's done a great job at Brighton. That's an easy job, but I think it's an easier job to get people on side to say, come on, look, and get the team together. I think that's a different problem for him at Chelsea, trying to knit all those personalities together.
Build a team, yeah, definitely, without that.
What does a good season look like for you now, Woody? What do you want as a Chelsea fan? What would you come at the end of the season? You think that's a decent season? You'd be happy to kick on to next season?
I look at the table. We are 10th in the table, 5 points off of 5th place. It's not unachievable. It's really not unachievable to go on a run. But I look at the team the way it is at the minute. I don't want to bang on about injuries, but we don't look like we're going to put a run together. We don't look like we're going to score in games. We're struggling. We've played well against Crystal Palace, but that's one in 6, 7 games we've played well. So those sorts, that it's a struggle to see where we're going to come.
So top 6 a good season for you? If you finish top 6, you'd be really happy with that?
You know what, from here, I think that would be amazing if he finishes top 6. And I think that would be okay to build on. Yeah. I'm even going to say top 8.
Okay.
for his first season to just say, right, I've got this under my belt. I've got some personalities in that I actually want in. Get rid of some Deadwood. Get rid of Pulisic. Get rid of Ziyech. Get rid of them players that are not going to be there. I mean, I'll even stick my head out and say Kante. I don't think he's going to come back and set the world alight.
No.
I think we can get rid of a few of them players. We've got a young team. We've got some good lads. Give them an opportunity. Lewis Hall's a perfect example. Murray Hutchinson came from Arsenal in the summer. He's doing really well. He's too good for the under-23s or the second Premiership team, but maybe send him out on loan. Send him to an Everton who are struggling. He'll get minutes there and he'll play. So
They really are struggling in Everton.
Fair to say that you need a good Champions League.
yeah, Champions League. It's going to be a dream. If we get Champions League, someone else will have to do really bad.
Or you win it.
Yeah, or you win it. Yeah.
Who have they got? Have they got Dortmund next, haven't they? The Dortmund?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I can't see us winning it, to be honest. I can't see us going anywhere.
That's what we like, positivity. No, Woody, look, thank you for taking the time out to come on the show today and share your views. Thank you for the support and the views and stuff. We'll definitely get you back on in a few weeks' time to give us an update to see whether...
Once Potter's sacked.
Once Potter's sacked, to see who you want in next. Really appreciate you coming on, buddy, and we'll catch up with you soon, yeah?
All right, cheers.
Thanks, Woody.
Nice one. Cheers, bye.
Thanks, mate.
So, there we go. So you can see from Woody there, Chelsea fans, I think he echoes... what most Chelsea fans, they just sort of, they don't really know how they,
They've just
really
lost.
sort of know how they feel.
I lost. And
They're sort of they don't want to jump on Potter just yet. They want to give him time. I think you got that from Woody there. But at the same time,
They want a cake and eat it, don't they?
yeah,
They
well,
want-
I don't
they want
know.
the
I think-
success, but
I
they want to
think
give him
I think
time.
it was
but
realistic there. I
but
just
I
think
think
that-
they want to see something. And
do you know who I think they feel like? Liverpool fans.
yeah. Just a bit downbeat, and it's just
So
one of them seasons.
Let's move on to that as it just feeds in nicely. Liverpool lost again.
That's only the second time, isn't it?
absolutely
It's-
battered by Brighton.
We were battered, yeah.
I mean, the form, the last six hasn't been, in all competitions, hasn't been too bad. Well, it's been not great, but it's not been terrible.
Yeah.
So 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3. Lost to Brighton, drew at home to Wolves, lost to Brentford 3-1,
Yep.
won against Leicester, won against Aston Villa, and then lost in the Cup to Man City.
See, the losses last season, you'd say a loss to Brighton and a loss to
Brentford.
would have been
Well, I
poor
think-
results, but they've both been having good seasons. So
Yeah.
the loss to Brighton's like losing to
It was sort of like
United.
Right,
at their
Brighton.
last season we lost 2 games all
Yeah.
season.
We've lost 6 now so far in the Premier League, isn't it?
which is like I think the most. I think
because they're
Tuesday.
tired.
Yes, because they're knackered, Dave.
well, but first team to play all games. But
Last
I just think we are tired. And also I think when we were going for every trophy going, and then you only come away with 2. You lose the Championship, and then you lose the Champions League. You're on a bit of a downer, and you're just you just had enough in a way. And
they are playing a bit like that, aren't they? A bit
that's it.
sort of.
I've just
You
had
can see
enough.
Klopp's getting a bit like in his interviews. He's just,
Yeah, get a bit more stroppy than before.
But if you're losing,
Yeah.
you'd be
Yeah,
stroppy.
just-
you
yeah,
know.
but
Hey,
he's-
you
I'm
kind of
stroppy.
want to see that. I don't mind that too
No,
much
but I'm
because
just
you never
saying
want a manager
the
going,
whole-
yeah, we
Yeah.
lost
but
again.
you could just
Never
tell,
mind.
can't you?
you know,
The whole
They did,
the team
imagine.
as well.
Yeah. It's like any manager. Any manager that's losing, their team's not playing, isn't going to be their jolly self that they
No,
would be when they're
that's how you
winning.
want that.
You
And
know?
again, it comes out that 7,000 questions a day, the same shit.
Yeah.
Well, you're really bad. Why are you really bad?
And it's interesting. People have been saying, like, obviously with Klopp and Dortmund, it's the same sort of thing. The 7th season, things were going wrong. But again, it's interesting that he wasn't given the money at Dortmund, and he's not been given the money at Liverpool to spend and improve the team and tweak.
Yeah.
And so that's the similarities. I don't think it's him.
Success doesn't last forever, does it? City aren't having the best season. They've
Never-
had good.
it never goes on
You
season
know what I mean?
after season.
It is what it is.
But the most amazing fact from it is that they're 9th in the Premier League. They're 19 points behind Arsenal.
I know. It's
I mean,
insane.
That's
is
incredible.
unbelievable. Just to be this
They're
halfway through the
19
season.
points.
They're 19
19 points.
behind
Because
Arsenal.
you're at the same points as Chelsea, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're 9th, 13th.
Yeah. We're better goal difference. Don't ask me how, but yeah.
Do you think if they
It's not Nunes, is it?
I've got
thing-
that actually in terms of the top scorers in the league. Who are the top scorers in the league? I've got
Man
it here.
City, innit?
Man City 46, Arsenal 42, Spurs are third top scorers.
Wow. But they've
Actually,
conceded a lot.
I've put 33, so I might have got that wrong the wrong way. Brighton, I've got Brighton 35, Spurs. I think Spurs is wrong. I think that's 36.
Get
and
it
then
right.
Liverpool were the 5th top goal scorers of the season.
But we're conceding
Yeah,
way
but
too many.
obviously.
Yeah. And then you think, what was
That's
it? We
why you're
beat
19
Bournemouth, what was it? 7-1, wasn't it? Or something
Yeah.
like that. So that helped to give us a few
Yeah.
more goals. But it's the other games where we lose 1-0, 2-0, 2-1. It's just awful. It's not
even
good
seem
to
to
watch.
get a run together. Do you?
Yes.
You're a bit like Chelsea. You get one win, you think, right, we're going to win the next game.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Like it's
It's a big mid-table clash.
As soon as you get scored against, that's it. You're done, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I think we've conceded 22 goals.
Do you think
first,
though, if you once you get the sale out of the way, because let's be honest, by the summer, Man United and Liverpool sales will be done. It'll be done.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah, I think they'll be done.
United's gone very quiet.
Well,
Radcliffe,
no, it's not now.
Radcliffe's
No, it's not now.
come
All the bidders
Coming
have
out
come
again.
down.
today. Come out
Is it?
today.
Yeah.
It's
All the bidders are coming forward.
officially joined the bid. I've put in my bid of £15 and
I was going to say we was
packet
at
full
£7
crack.
before.
that was our consortium between us.
£7.
That's all we could rustle.
£70
Yeah, you're not getting any money from it.
Talking of United to come up, obviously United City at the weekend. We touched on it a little bit earlier on the City.
First half was shit.
It was an awful derby game.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah,
There was
it
no
was.
passion.
It wasn't even
Yeah, it wasn't.
first
It
half
wasn't.
wasn't
It
a
was a
derby
great
game. It was
derby game.
just shit.
Sorry?
It was a great derby game. Loved it.
Yeah.
Second half was
Obviously, because you won.
Couple of things to talk about. Ten Hag just quickly done an amazing job so far at United. I think he's handled the big decisions well.
Yes.
I think he's done.
I
better
think
than
amazing
expected.
is slightly over the top.
Yeah,
I know
I
the
just
United
think
fan, but
he's
he's done a great
Done
job.
better than everyone else.
I think
been
he's
there
done
so far.
better.
Yeah.
I think he's done better. I think it's probably helped him that everyone before him has done that because
Been
he's
awful.
gone, look, this is what's
He's done
happened
that bad,
before.
yeah.
So you need to let me have control. And I think it's kind of good that what he's done, and he's done a little bit better than what I expected.
Yeah.
I don't expect us to be. I keep saying we're in the title race. Just let's get top.
You are
four.
in the
We
title
keep
race.
grinding out
no,
wins.
You're 6
Yeah.
points behind Arsenal.
No, but
Yeah,
listen, I'm
and
being
then
real-
potentially 3 points behind once you
I'm
beat
being
them this weekend.
realistic.
No, but we've got the added bonus of having beaten all the big boys
Yes,
already.
exactly. Yeah.
So if we can go and do that again,
Yeah.
and keep scraping out wins against those that might like your Brightons and stuff.
And Liverpool.
Get well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like how
Mid-table
he's
team.
They're
back
mid-table. We'll beat them anyway. It's
Yeah.
fine. But if we can keep doing that and keep scraping the wins while he's
Yeah.
still building,
Yeah.
maybe bring in one or two to strengthen it up. I think we've got a.
Yeah.
I think we've got a chance.
Yeah.
You're definitely in the question. I do think it's a little bit early for that.
I think
for
not
United
having
to be in.
Champions League will help this season as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was our plan all along.
Yeah.
Because then,
Because we don't want them to be tired next
I was going to
season.
say, because we don't want to be tired, do we? Because then next season we can blame it on
I
losing
don't know.
Liverpool.
We've
Oh,
got
we're gonna win the
Barcelona,
Carabao
haven't we?
Cup.
In the we've got Barcelona Europa League, so that might tire us out.
Nah, it'll be one game, 2 games.
Smash
We've
them.
got Forest.
2 games.
Forest next in the cup.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
it'll be, if we beat them, it'll be, I reckon, United Newcastle in the final.
Fine.
Yeah.
What a
United
final.
final.
Can you imagine that?
So
What a final that
That'll
would
be a good final.
let's
That'd be
let's
great.
talk about the big talking point of the game, about how Rashford wasn't interfering with play and it was a bona fide, genuine goal and it should have stood and made a
Offside
right
all day long.
It's. I don't want to talk about it too much because I know everyone's done it to death, and I know it seems silly not to talk about it. But by the time this comes out, which is sort of 48 hours time, it's going to have been done to death. But interfering with play, Kev.
See, obviously on Saturday I was a bit like, yeah, it was wasn't offside and stuff, but it's one of those things. I think if it was against us, I'd have been a bit like,
Yeah, it was.
no, definitely, it was wrong.
Yeah.
But like we was before the show started, they're playing to the rules.
Exactly.
But-
That's
What
gonna
did the
be
referee see?
the
this
rules
is-
state
This
he
is
wasn't
the problem.
offside.
But
the thing
he
is,
was
but.
interfering
No
with the
buts,
goalkeeper's
Dave. Rules
line.
are rules.
If he wasn't, if he wasn't there, the goalkeeper would not be looking at him. Fernandes and
But
Rashford.
you could say that about.
But
If you had
wouldn't
two
he be
other
right
people
foot? Wouldn't
next
he be
to
following the
Fernandes'
ball, though?
right foot, Rashford's left foot were basically the same. Who's going to take the shot? He doesn't know.
So
Well-
would he have took a different position then?
You could have
Yes.
someone stood behind.
100%.
Would have done.
Yeah, 100%. As a goalkeeper, if the left foot shot's coming,
It's not-
it's going to go to your right. Right foot
So,
shot.
so
It's
every
going to go.
left foot shot goes to the keeper's right.
No, but yeah, that's what you think.
As a goalkeeper, every left footed shot goes to the
Well,
right.
no, but that's what you're
That
going to
is
be thinking.
why Millwall didn't sign you.
But you know what I mean. You think, well, the shot shape is going to look like it's going that way, right?
Sure.
I'm going to be ready. Hang on a minute, someone with the right foot's taking it now.
Oh,
You know, I've got to change.
Are we going to say you're not allowed to do dummies anymore because you're giving the wrong impression to somebody?
See,
It's
Well,
basically
if you're
the
doing
same
a dummy
thing.
on an offside position, then
No,
yeah.
but take the offside out of it because it's about the interfering.
Yeah, but
let's
if,
say-
if he's not offside, it doesn't matter if he does a dummy because he's not, that's the rules of the game. He's not offside.
But if he is
But-
offside
And a dummy, yeah.
and does a dummy, he's not interfering with
He
play.
is.
He's
Could-
not because he's not going to touch it.
But
So we say that all the time,
he's
don't we?
moved over the ball, so he's interfered. So again, he's
but then-
gone to play the ball.
But he's not gone to play the ball.
But how do you know that? As
Because he's-
a player, by jumping
Well, that's-
over it, you don't know what he's going to do. potentially he's going to play it.
So in that case, then,
But that's
this
why the
is what
rule states what it is.
we was
The
talking
rule
about
is
before.
shit. It's grey.
Yeah, it's crazy because there's an argument. And I understand. I had this discussion at work with Josh and that kind of stuff. It's like, well, he's interfering with play and stuff like that. And, he takes a different position because Rashford's there and everything else like that. So in that case, then, that argument can be made against every offside ever.
Yeah.
Even if someone is on the right wing, okay, not interfering, the ball's near the penalty spot and someone's on the right wing and he's offside, he theoretically could be pulled the left back a little bit further away and that pulls the centre back slightly.
I think they said that on TalkSport. They said, I think Ali McCoy said it. He said, unfortunately, he said it was offside, but he said you see this all the time because like a left back gets pulled, but it's never spoke about. Like, and he made
It's offside.
That point,
If you're, if you're on the pitch and you're offside, you are interfering with play because someone is thinking, right, it could go there because you don't know if he's offside. Borderlines, you don't know you're offside, do you?
If you're on the pitch, you're interfering with play, no matter where you are. This is the point I was trying to get at. Everyone's like, is interfering with play? Everybody's interfering with play. So you've either got to get to a point where we go, right, well, some of these we're going to get wrong, or you got to say, right, everyone, whether you're a toenail, whether you're interfering, whether you're just running back, whether you're laid on the floor, whether you're having a picnic, if you're offside, you're offside because the argument could be for everything. Everything's
100%.
interfering.
You should be offside. The Salah goal against Wolves, to me, that's offside. The defender, again, it was borderline. He didn't know whether he was offside or not. He had to play that ball. If he didn't play that ball and then Salah was onside, he'd be getting slated. He would be getting potentially fined. Well, you're useless. Why didn't you do this? So if you're offside, you're offside.
I'm glad we discussed about it. So our resounding result is that it was a good goal.
Offside.
endorsed by Dave.
If that was at the Etihad, that wouldn't have been given. But because it was Old Trafford.
The problem is, Dave, you could say that to go to Brighton, it will be given. It's because the referees and the VAR, nothing is consistent.
Yeah, and that's what you want.
It's humans. Humans aren't consistent.
But that happened
because they've made it too complicated.
Yeah.
But that will happen in a few weeks' time, and it'll be a different decision.
I think that's what annoys people is consistency. But you're never going to get consistency unless you have a defined line in the sand.
You'll never get consistency unless they give some power back to the referees.
No. But then also, football's kind of good without consistency because
we
kind of like talking about it. Because I love gloating the fact that it was onside and it was absolutely bona fide.
United 1-2-1.
1-2-1.
City.
No goals.
It's not hard to beat City.
No.
We've done it. We didn't concede against City in the league.
Dave, you can't beat anyone.
We beat City. We beat Newcastle. Newcastle lost one game all season. Who to? The mighty Liverpool.
The mighty sitting in ninth. Liverpool.
19 points behind.
That's Liverpool's targets done for the year.
Yeah, that's it. We're happy.
Mentioned teams that are doing well and flying is perhaps the thing. Obviously, Brighton are doing great. Obviously, there was the chance of, we've talked about Potter many times, I think, him leaving, that had the chance of destabilising Brighton. It doesn't seem to have happened.
Because he's built what he's built. He's when he walked in, he said, I'm just going to keep it.
Yeah,
he's done a great job. I'm going to keep hold of it. It works.
I like
it. Not
broken.
Yeah, exactly.
I like how he's treated Trossard as well. He's not taken it. He's basically dropped him a couple of times. Said, no, you've worked for me. You're going to be running. And he didn't like it. Thought he was a bigger player. And he's like, right, I'll put you with under 21s.
He'll go in the summer.
Yeah.
But doing great. I mean, they've beaten the big teams, haven't they? Beat United 2-1 first game of the season. They drew with Newcastle. They've drew and beat Liverpool. 3-3 and 3-0.
Play some nice football though, don't they?
Yeah.
They
attacking wise, they're brilliant. On the break, the way they get the ball, the way they swing forward has been fantastic.
Ollie March's goal was incredible.
Is that the one where he went across? They come. Yeah,
I didn't bother watching it.
That's where he put it in the back of the net
against Liverpool by any chance.
Liverpool. It was they've done great. Obviously, they beat Chelsea 4-1. They lost to Arsenal. They lost to Spurs, and they've lost to City. But against
you'd be well annoyed losing to Spurs, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
At the moment, I mean, we talked about it again. I don't want to go on about Spurs. Spurs are I don't know what's going on.
He leaves in the summer.
Yeah. I think he's trying to get sacked.
Yeah, so
now I think he's got a typical. Him and Mourinho are the same people.
They're going quicker though, aren't they? Do you not think like before Mourinho had a couple of years, but it seems like Conte is going quicker, and so like Jose went quicker with us.
Yeah,
it's like now like it just
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
I that's because they're the old school managers used to get what they want. They don't get what they want.
Yeah. I also think they've had their day. I think Conte and Mourinho. I think the game.
They used to get the big money, didn't they? They'd always get the big.
Mourinho
money.
did the right thing by going to Roma.
Yeah, because it's just
It's gone under the radar.
It's another farmers league, isn't it?
yeah. That's a sweet statement, but yeah, it's probably
I think another surprise one's Fulham going along very nicely. Quietly.
Yeah, they're
and quietly.
doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're scoring goals.
They mess up accumulators for them because you think they lose games, they win games. They don't. Brighton are a bit like that. You never.
So are Liverpool.
yeah.
No, not if you
Never
sport
ever
them,
back
you just bet- if you're a sport, if you support them, you just don't bet again.
Don't back
for
them.
them.
Yeah,
Dave bets always, on all
Always
the polls,
against
on
Liverpool,
everything.
yeah.
It's
Because happy either way, Liverpool win, I'm happy. Liverpool lose, I'm happy. I've got something right for a change.
happy. So for those that don't know, we are got a new channel started. We've got a new.
That was
SPADS
brilliant.
Golf.
We are got a new channel.
Yeah, we are. We've started
We
a
have
new
a new
channel. We broke off. We have got SPADS Golf, which we're recording the first one in a very few minutes to start the new one. So you will notice there's now 2 SPADS channels. Also, if you haven't been following us on social media, Instagram, if you get on there, there's polls we run for every game to see, to get your thoughts on who you think is going to win. We tag all the winners in afterwards as well, so you can revel in the elation of being correct to all your peers, etc. So if you haven't done it already, get on that. So SPADS Golf is coming, so check that website as that channel as well. The links will be here before. Gentlemen, I know we've run through it quite quickly, but we've got a lot to get through tonight. All right, well, thanks for joining us, and
Cheers,
we will
guys.
join you again next week.
Like, comment, share. Thanks.